Hello and welcome to Planet Zoo on console. Finally, it's been out on PC for 4 years, but finally it's out on PS5, Xbox Series X and S. And before we continue, I want to say a quick thank you to Frontier for the review code. And let's jump in to the console edition. Look how cute, by the way. That is just, the artwork's just incredible. It's just so ridiculously cute. That little baby elephant. Weirdly, it works weird like this, doesn't it? I saw a tweet video today. It was a really tiny elephant. I think it must have just been born. It was like barely walking. I've never seen an elephant that small. And then obviously I jump into this game and there's a baby elephant on the home screen. Love it. So yeah, love the obviously the PC release, but can they transfer that game, which obviously is quite PC, that obviously a mouse and keyboard is very, very useful. Can they convert it to a controller? Well, I'm not going to spend too long, but this is our avatar. looking very cool. I don't like the shoes actually. Can we change the shoes? That works. Yeah, that's not too bad. Let's just go for no hat. Yeah, that's our avatar. Boom. Yes.
Yep.
Yippee! You are offline, am I? Oh, that's annoying. Confirm my placement. I want to go to the UK. There we go. Whoa. Welcome to Planet Zoo. That might be potentially the easiest trophy. So I'm guessing the franchise mode opens up later on. We're going to check out the career for a little bit to see how the game handles. By the way, you can get a deluxe edition, which contains 16 more animals, but for the most part, you get 4 years of PC content straight away, which is pretty cool. Honestly, I would prefer if they got rid of this deluxe edition and just throwed all the content into the main release. Because they do also have an ultimate edition, which is 14 future DLCs, which is about 80 different animals. So that I think they should have 2 editions personally, but there we go. That's probably why I'm not in the game business. Let's begin. Stately homeschooling. I don't know why, by the way. I did a part 1 to this game. It got 500,000 views, and I didn't do a part 2. I don't, why? Why am I so stupid? Because I loved that first part as well. It was so much fun. I guess I was just really busy. I don't know what goes through my head when I do these certain videos, or maybe it's a video that did well over time. I'm like, why did I? Yeah. Anyway. I'm only one person. I do all the edits myself, all the thumbnails myself, all the emails myself. So sometimes I just get a bit, overburdened. But here we go. The console edition of Planet Zoo. On PS5, by the way.
Ah, heyo at Hematu. Yeah. Oh, sorry about that. I have a habit of slipping back into the Planko language. It's good to finally meet you in person. I'm Bernard, although I insist you call me Bernie. The only person who calls me Bernard is my wife. And even then, only when I've tracked elephant dung into the carpets. As you know, I own several zoos, but I always like to show people the ropes here at my home. This is the first zoo I ever opened, and a source of great pride for me. And prides, thanks to a lion breeding program we ran in the 80s. But we're in the middle of a big renovation, and that's where you come in. Sadly, our old contractor had to retire after developing a fur allergy. Poor devil kept sneezing his dentures into the lion habitat. So, it's up to you to finish everything off. Don't worry, though. I'm not completely throwing you into the deep end. My head keeper, Nancy Jones, will be lending a helping hand. Oh, she's a hard worker, and she'll expect you to be too. But I'm sure you'll get along like a house on fire, or even better, one that isn't on fire. Less shouting that way.
I mean, it looks great.
Hello there.
Hello.
From that rosy, fresh face
Hello,
of
Nancy.
yours, I'm guessing you're Bernie's new hire.
I've not got a fresh
Good.
face.
Now, I hope you're ready to ditch your diploma because we're about to get really hands-on. But before we begin the real work, how about we familiarise you with the zoo by learning how to fly around it and visiting some of our beautiful animals? We'll start by popping over and having a look-see at the
Oh, so
grizzly
you zoom in,
bears in
okay.
their habitat.
Oh, look at the bears! Look at them!
Did
Oh,
you know
ridiculously
that
cute.
grizzly bears, also known as Ursus arctos horribilis, can hibernate for up to 7 months a year? Oh, but then again, given the chance, I think a lot of people would do that too.
Wants me to go into
Select
an
one of the
animal
bears
camp?
and you'll bring up its information panel.
Ah, okay. How do we do this? Oh,
This is where you can find out all kinds of information about your animal. The most important thing being its overall welfare. You'll learn more about animal welfare today as we go through your objectives. But for now, let's enjoy this magnificent animal. Why don't you select the camera from inside its information panel?
look! That is stupidly cute. They've done a really good job of
See,
transferring
now
it over
this is a
to the
fantastic
console
way
edition.
to get a close look at your animals. Okay, when you're ready, let's pop over to the other side of the zoo and take a look at the lions. I've marked their location for you to find.
Where are we going? I think I'm getting used to this. Actually works quite nicely.
Panthera leo, or the West African lion to you and me. Lions are the most social of the big cats, and there can be as many as 40 lions in a pride, although prides of that size are pretty rare. As Bernie would say, those lions are awesome, which is precisely why I handle the training instead these days. Anyway, how about we get started on those objectives? Come on, let's head over to an empty habitat and see what needs doing there.
Ooh. Locate the empty habitat. Where's that? There it is.
As you can see, it's a lovely space for animals, but it's
It is.
missing a certain something.
An
Well,
animal?
2 somethings. Warthogs. So I'd like you to adopt a pair of them. To adopt animals, we need to open the animal market, which is in the animal trading section.
Okay. Got a couple of warthogs
There
here.
we are. A pair
Simba!
of perfectly splendid
course.
warthogs for our zoo. Just select them and choose Adopt. Normally, the animal exchange would be full of animals, but I've emptied out the market while you learn how it works. The last thing I need is you accidentally ordering a dozen elephants.
So you've got a male and a female, so they may potentially, do the deed, potentially. Let's get both of them, though. They're being
When you
sent to
adopt
the
an
zoo.
animal, it's automatically
Another
placed in
easy
a trade
trophy.
centre where they're held until you're ready to move them into their habitat, which, as it happens, you are. So how about you move them into their new home?
Where's the storage? Is it in here? Ah, it is in here. Okay, send to the zoo. Can you put them in here? Whee! And do I have to do the other one as well? Or they both come in? Relocating. There
When
we
you
go.
ask for an animal
Done.
to be moved into a habitat, your caretakers will go to the trade centre, collect your animal, and deliver them to your selected habitat. I've marked the trade centre's location, so let's go and watch the caretakers in action.
Oh, okay. Where is that? I don't know where that is. I have no idea. Ah, here it is. Found it.
Well, as you can see, those caretakers don't hang about. They'll
They're running.
move those animals to their destination as fast as
They're
possible.
sprinting.
Of course, normally we'd have to place the animals into quarantine before moving them into a habitat.
there's one
But
already
I
here.
am assured by a person of good standing that these warthogs are in the very rudest of health.
Good.
Right, let's get the warthog's habitat finished up so we can keep them nice and happy.
So we need to
You
add
see, each animal in the
feeding,
zoo has an
water, and a toy.
overall welfare statistic, basically how happy they are. And that overall welfare statistic is itself comprised of 4 different areas: nutrition, social health, habitat, and enrichment. Luckily, if you select an animal, you'll bring up their animal welfare information panel, which we saw earlier, where you can see how they're doing. That way, you'll know exactly what areas
Hello.
need to be addressed. Don't worry if that's a lot to remember. You can always check the Zoopedia for more information.
They've merged into each other. That's a bit weird.
Let's start by making sure we're taking care of the
enrichment at 0.
warthog's nutrition welfare. To do this, we'll need to place a food station and
Okay.
a drinking station. Now,
idea.
each animal requires a different type of feeding station. And for the warthogs, it's a small feeding trough. So
Okay.
let's add one of those and a water bowl.
Sounds good. Okay, so we've got a little trough, which will go just here. Boom. And then we need some water as well. Let's put the water over here. Not particularly sure
Animals
why,
also
but why not?
require stimulation to keep them happy. Let's add a lovely mud bath for the warthogs to
A
roll
mud bath,
around
look at
in. That bath will count towards their enrichment welfare, specifically their toy enrichment welfare.
Right. Put the mud bath right in front of the customers. Oh. There you go.
Oh, nice work. You've got a knack for this, I see. Now, our contractor had to leave in a hurry, so this place is in a feral state. Unfinished thingamajigs and whatsits all over the shop. But the first thing we need to finish is the ostrich habitat. It's over near the hippos.
Can we get this filled up, please? I think they're coming over. Keeper is assigned, apparently. Anyway, locate the highlighted area, which is over here. Ah, it's not complete.
Oh, before we actually start building our ostrich habitat, let's pause time for a moment.
Okay. So hold down square and then press down on the D-pad. Okay.
That's more like it.
Ah.
A quick break. Sometimes it's a good idea to pause the game whilst you're doing something which requires
Great.
your concentration, because it'll stop the zoo spinning out of control while you're looking the other way. Let's keep the game paused while we get this ostrich habitat built. Okay, job number 1 here is to add a habitat gate before we complete the barrier.
instructions.
Every habitat needs a habitat gate. After all, how else would the keepers get in and out? Just make sure it's hooked up to the path so the keepers can reach it.
There we go. A habitat gate. You can make it longer, I guess. But yep. There we go.
Right. Let's
Done.
complete the perimeter barrier so we can adopt us some ostriches. I've marked out an area for you to use, so I'd like you to finish off the perimeter using the brick barrier.
Okay, we can do that. Can we go like a curved section? Oh, here we go. Perfect. Continue it down there and make it straight again. It seems to work pretty well. Done a really good job. Like it is tricky. It's really tricky
Good
to
work.
bring the mouse and keyboard.
Remember,
onto
before
a
you can
console.
place
It is.
animals in any habitat, it has to have
sections
a
of
full
glass.
loop of connected barrier.
Good idea.
Now, you've probably noticed that guests can't actually see into this habitat
point.
at the moment. At least not
Whoops.
without a stepladder. But seeing as they're banned, I'd like you to select a piece of barrier and swap out the brick for a glass barrier so the guests can see in.
Makes sense, right? Right, so go to the barrier again, and we're going to switch it to glass.
There we go.
Done.
Adding in more windows gives guests even more opportunities to see the animals in a habitat. It's always best to make sure the guests can get a good view into a habitat from the path they're walking on, because it makes them happy, and because this would be a pretty
pretty good
terrible
view.
zoo if they couldn't. The last thing we need to do is to add a donation box. You see, when guests enjoy the view of an animal, they'll make a donation. Just make sure you put them in easy-to-reach places, like near a viewing point.
So, like,
Donation
roughly around
boxes
here.
are one of the main sources of income for the zoo, so make sure you remember them.
Make sure you don't screw up. By the way, I live in Essex. We went to London Zoo last year. We're planning on going to the zoo again pretty soon. If you guys have any recommendations for zoos that are sort of roughly around the London, Essex, Kent sort of area, let me know in the comments. Please let me know. Right, can we change the... Does that change the angle of it? Let's have a look. Advanced. I guess we'll just go for this mode at the moment. So it goes there. Yes.
Oh, by the
There we
way, as well as pausing time, you can also speed it up.
Ooh.
It'll run everything at 2 times and 5 times faster.
Oh yeah, there we
It
go.
can be useful, especially if you're waiting for money to accumulate
people
or
moving
for
around like
animals to
crazy.
be delivered to your habitat.
Look, they're sprinting.
Personally, I use it when I'm waiting for a brew to finish.
All right, you've finished the
That would be useful.
habitat, so it's high time we adopted those ostriches, don't you think? Let's get 4 of them in here.
Let's do it. Right, so we're going to go to animal trading again. Make sure, yeah, time's not too quick, is it? That's fine. Righty. Animal market again. You can imagine eventually this list is going to be humongous. Why is this one so expensive? It's it's like a sort of legendary ostrich. I don't know. Right, let's adopt. How many do we need? Is it 4? Okay, let's get 4. Yeah, I believe it's 4. Right, animal market again, so it should be in the storage. Send to zoo. Yeah. Send to zoo. Yeah, as far as I know, they've been adding a lot of content to this game. I'm always getting like emails saying, "Oh, new DLC coming," and the fact there's apparently 14 more DLCs coming, so there's going to be plenty of content for this game. I think we do
While
have
we
a
wait for
part
them
one
to
for
be
this.
collected
Again,
by the
we could do more.
caretakers and brought to the habitat,
I'll be down.
you should get it ready for them. Add
Good
a
idea.
suitable feeding station, water station, and an appropriate food enrichment item. It's often best to place things like enrichments and feeding stations near to the habitat perimeter, so guests can get a really good view of the
Good idea.
animals.
I screwed up. I put the feeder, the slow feeder. You might get these for like your dogs and stuff. Almost like a bit of a tease. Maybe a treat or two. This is for them to like walk through. Whoa! We did it! Got bronze awards.
Oh, good to see
Good
the
stuff.
ostriches have somewhere they can really stretch their
Ooh.
legs. Did you know they can actually run at 43 miles per hour? Oh, heaven forbid they ever escape. The speed camera fines alone would bankrupt us.
Go to the animal cam again. Oh yeah.
Well, Bernie
Bit of
certainly
detail on
seems
that.
impressed. Did you do his speed camera joke? Every time we get an ostrich. So, now we've made the ostriches' lives a bit better, let's do the same for the keepers, shall we?
No.
To make it easier for the
care
keepers to
about
feed the ostriches
animals.
and hippos, we should build a new keeper hut.
Okay.
Keeper huts are where the keepers prepare the food for animals.
they all here?
So they should be placed
1,
near
2,
to
3,
the
4.
habitats
Yep, they're
to
all here.
make sure the keepers don't waste their time walking when they should be looking after the animals.
Go to facilities, and we need. So we've got like a classic one, and we've got a Planet Zoo one. The Planet Zoo one's slightly more expensive,
You'll need
but
to
oh well.
rotate the keeper hut to get it to connect up to the path.
Is there a shortcut? Ah, there's a shortcut there. Didn't realise. Oh yes, that's perfect. Right, where do you want it to go? You want it to go here. Alright, let's see first bit of proper building. Yeah, looks pretty good to me. Slam it. Boom. Is it done? No, not done. Outside placement area. There we go. Got it eventually.
This keeper hut only has space for one keeper, but the
Oh.
larger keeper hut can allow multiple keepers to
Oh, a
prepare
train?
food at the same time. Oh, but bear in mind that keeper huts and other staff facilities shouldn't be placed near to areas where there are lots of guests. Guests don't like seeing facility buildings, and it can affect their happiness negatively.
Why?
In case that wasn't clear.
I'll be
Something
happy if I
that
saw
all
a facility
facilities,
building
shops,
nearby.
and a whole host of other objects need is power. And that obviously includes your newly built keeper hut. So let's place a transformer next to it, shall we?
That power would be quite useful. What? $500 for a transformer? I'm not sure that's particularly straight, but done.
Lovely work. Now the keepers can start using the hut to prepare food. And thanks to where you've put it, they won't need to walk very far to deliver it to the ostriches and hippos.
Good.
Let's get on to
What
your
are
next
hippos?
objective
Oh,
then.
the hippos here.
Bengal tigers.
Ooh,
We want
look
to
at the
adopt
hippos.
some, but I'm afraid there's nothing ready for them yet. Head on over to the plot of land I've marked out. It's not too far away.
Ooh, hello. Got to be lost here. Right, zoom out. There we go. That's the first time so far I've got a bit confused with the controller, but I think that was more on me,
Righty,
to be
your
honest.
next job is to build a habitat from scratch.
What?
And concrete and glass, I expect. So go ahead and build it. Just make sure that the habitat
boy.
includes that big hole we've dug. Oh, and don't forget to add a habitat gate to the barrier.
Don't be stupid.
Oh,
Right, barrier
and make
first,
sure
yeah.
the guests will be able to see the tigers.
So, We need it to be quite high. Was it 3.7? Do we have the height? It says hold to edit height, but if I hold that, that's more for time, isn't it? Ah, here we go. Okay, I got it. So let's set it to 3.8. That will do. Yeah, that is a pretty... Wow. That is very tall. If you're expecting a perfect enclosure here, you will be sadly mistaken. I'm afraid that won't be happening. Let's in a little bit. That will do. That will do. So it's definitely high enough. More than high enough. It's a big old wall. We need to make sure we keep all of the guests very safe. It works pretty well. It works pretty well so far. The only confusing thing I've had so far is obviously trying to get the height of the wall correct, but you can deal with it. You're clever enough. We're going for like a bog standard just square enclosure here. I'm going to extend this a little bit. Hooray! Connected it. Done. Right, do we need a gate, don't we? We do. Give me a gate. If I've built the right enclosure, that would truly suck a voice.
Now that the habitat is in place, don't forget to put down a donation box near to your viewing areas. We need every dollar we can get. Especially as these tigers aren't exactly eating instant noodles for lunch.
How do we add the glass again? Our window. There we go. Have I selected that? I hope I have. Yes. It was expensive, but worth it. We need to add a donation box, which I will put hopefully by the window if it fits.
Okay, that's the habitat boundary complete, the habitat gate in place, and most importantly, the tigers won't be able to jump out of it anymore.
Now
I think it's time we adopted those tigers.
Uh-oh. Bengal tigers? Man, they are not cheap. Gee. You better attract some customers. That's all I'm going to say. Unbelievable. And then we can send them to the zoo. Send them to this enclosure. And again.
Whilst our trusty caretakers collect and deliver the tigers, let's take a look at preparing the habitat for their arrival. We'll start with the basics. Add a suitable feeding station for them.
There we go, right by the window. You'd add a lake?
This time, instead of adding a water bowl, let's try something different. Some animals need a pool in their habitat so they can go for a swim, but they can also use it to drink from. All you have to do is make sure the banks of the pool have a gentle slope so they can easily get a nice, refreshing drink. There's already a pool excavated, but you still need to fill it with water. You should do that by going into terrain and selecting the water tool.
Oh, I see a tiger. Oh, one second, I've got a speed increase. I did not mean to do that. There we go. Right, fill it up.
Yes, that'll do nicely.
There we go.
Of course, just like the warthogs and ostriches, these tigers will also need some enrichment. Why don't you add some suitable toy and food enrichment items into their habitat?
I will try my best. So facility. Oh, habitat, sorry, yeah. Frozen blood pumpkin. Okay. There we go. Any more? Ooh, a rubbing pad. I like. I'm going to give this a little rotate if possible. Here we go. Right in front of the windows.
Okay, it's really starting to take shape. Now, the tigers will need a shelter in their habitat so they can hide from the guests, or more likely, the bad weather. Although, given that we're in England, you might want to think of that just as normal weather.
Hard shelter,
Go on, add a shelter to their habitat. You can either build one from various suitable bits and bobs, or if you like, just pop down the blueprint that I've already built for you.
Blueprint will do fine for now. Right, so which way does it face? Is that okay? Yeah, that works pretty nicely, I think. There you go. Oh, it doesn't look... put in there perfectly,
poor
but it'll do.
Dabs. I'm
Right, I'll just go with that for now. That will do. Right, so terrain welfare. What do they want?
Rightio. Head over to the
In
terrain
terms of
tab.
welfare.
That way you can view the terrain information and see
Okay.
how they feel
Hard
about different
shelter,
types of terrain. That'll tell you what the tigers need
want rock,
more of or
sand.
less of in this habitat.
So they want more soil and a bit more.
okay then.
grass.
Open the terrain editing tool, select
Okay.
painting, and give them some more soil. Yes, that should help with the habitat part of their welfare.
Right, soil. Where are you? Light soil, wasn't it? There we go. Look at that. Only if life was that easy. Let's see if that helps the situation a little bit. Particularly under their shelter. Oh, so this is what they naturally would expect in their natural habitat, is to have this kind of soil. So I'm just helping a little bit. There's far too much grass. Look at the people, though. They know what's going on. Right, should we have a quick look at what else they need? Or should I just get rid of all the grass? I might get rid of all the grass, actually. They're probably not even a big fan of the trees. Though. What are these random trees doing here? That's not what we expect. There we go, lots of soil. I'm hoping this will make them a little bit happier. I didn't mind London Zoo. I thought it was okay, but I want to go to a different zoo ideally. Right, terrain. Increase terrain welfare to 100%. Jesus. Not making it easy, do you? They want some short grass. Okay, we can do that. Terrain. Short grass. Okay, we want a little bit of grass. I think I got rid of it a bit too much. Oops. Coverage is going up. Good, good. They like a little bit of shade. That's exactly what I'm giving them. And they will love me for it. Well, this is a big ass tree. Jesus. Whew. Okay, they liked that one. Okay. Noted. Right, plants down is up to 50%. Again, you want them to be as comfortable as possible. That is the goal here, isn't it? So plants are pretty good. Coverage still needs to be a bit higher. Way! We did it!
They say that good fences make good neighbors. I guess that's doubly true when one of the neighbors is a Bengal tiger. Still, those tigers look so happy that I doubt they'd leave, even if you did poke a hole in their fence. Oh, but for heaven's sake, don't test that theory.
Ooh, scenario unlocked. Ooh. Let's do a bit more coverage.
Right,
We could definitely...
let's head over to the Indian peafowls.
what the
I've
hell?
been told that we need to improve their
Statues.
social welfare.
One sec. Can I put any more of these down? Apparently not. Oh. Disappeared. They want a bit more coverage, but apparently I can't deal with that right now. Right, located... What's the issue? What's going on?
Now then, just find one of the peafowls and select them to open our information panel. Then we can have a good
Peafowls.
gander at how they're doing. Although technically, I suppose gandering would just be for geese.
So what's wrong? What's the issue here? Habitat's not great, maybe?
Expand
and
their
place
social
food.
welfare, and we can get a bit more detail.
Social groups, what's that? Too few adults and juveniles.
Now, they've clearly got plenty of space and they're not stressed, but it looks like their social group isn't quite right. So let's
no.
find out more. Head over to the social tab to see what's wrong.
They have a social tab?
Right, as you can see, the
Let's increase the
peafowls need their
population, okay.
population to be larger. To solve this little problem, you'll need to adopt
get some
3
more.
more female peafowls.
Oh, that is pretty.
Off
Look
you
at that.
pop to the animal market then.
Beautiful. Animal market. Let's buy a couple more. Adopts. I would think out the cheap ones. Oh, God. Right. Send to... Yep. This enclosure. Can you mix animals? I guess certain animals, I believe, are fine. It does add a bit more of a challenge playing on console, but it's definitely
Good
you have to
work
be
on
a little
those
bit slower.
peafowls. I expect they'll be
I
delivered
guess you
soon.
can improve that with time, though.
But sadly, it sounds like our snow leopard is
What?
a bit grumpy.
Oh, no.
Let's head over there and see what's wrong with her.
So we're trying to help out all the animals that we currently have. A snow leopard.
Just
you-
like people,
Like a
animals
snow, I'd
can suffer
imagine.
from stress if things aren't quite right. You know, like when you see someone put in the
Oh,
milk
just
before the
hiding.
tea bag.
Oh,
In the case of these snow leopards, they're a
Look
bit
at you.
stressed by their lack of privacy.
Ah.
You can lower their stress levels by swapping out the normal glass barrier by their
I
cave
didn't
for
know that.
one-way glass. It's not a cheap option, but I think they're worth the expense, don't you?
I do.
This will give the snow leopards somewhere to go when they want to get away from the prying eyes of the guests.
Right, so let's give this a go. Can we switch it to one-way glass?
Of course, when an animal isn't in its natural biome, it's probably going to be too
work?
hot or too cold.
I've done it. Okay.
Unsurprisingly for the snow leopards, it's too hot, even with the terrible British weather. You should help cool it down by adding some coolers to their habitat.
Let's do
But
it.
let's start by opening up the temperature heat map and having a look-see at the temperature in the leopard's habitat.
Is that the touchpad and A? Oh, okay. Oh, sorry, I'm looking at the wrong
As you
thing.
can see, we already have one
Yeah, it's a
cooler
bit warm
in there.
here, isn't it?
Let's pop some more down and get as much of the habitat as chilly as
it.
we can. Luckily for us, this habitat already has power, but you'll need to make sure of that in the future. Just so you know, if any part of a habitat is powered, then the whole habitat will be powered.
One there. Make it as cool as possible. I'm hoping these are working.
You can find heat maps for all sorts of helpful things, so do be sure to explore them and make good use of them.
Increase terrain welfare to 100%.
It'll take a little while for the temperature to adjust once you've added
Okay.
coolers or heaters. But now we've got the coolers in,
Definitely
we can
cooling
address
down
the
there.
leopard's terrain welfare. You see, what the leopards really want in here is snow and rock. So let's make that happen.
Let's give it a go. Do you want just all snow or mostly snow? Snow for days. Will this melt if it's not cool enough? Probably. I'd imagine probably. As it's fake snow.
Well then, all of that should give you a pretty good understanding of how to make animals happy. So I'd like you to go and check on all the other animals in the zoo and fix up any issues with their habitats. That'll increase the average welfare of the animals across the whole zoo. And that average welfare is a very important statistic.
Now, to quickly
Understand.
see how all your animals are
Oh, man,
doing
there's
in
a
the
lot.
zoo, you should
A lot
head
of
to the
facilities and
animal
stuff. Oh,
section
boy.
of the zoo management screen.
Right, so press circle to the... Okay. I want to add maybe one more cooler over here. Just in the corner. Whoop. Right, where's the snow leopard gone? Where have you gone? I'll make sure you're 100% before I move on. Anyway, you look happier. Definitely look happier. Welfare enrichment is a tiny bit low. What can we do to increase that? Toy enrichment. Okay. That'd be under... What we got? Food, bed and shelter, enrichment. And then we need to add like a sort of filter or something, don't we? Filter for specific species. Snow leopard. Where are you? Snow leopard. What we got? There's a lot of toys and stuff you can add. Food enrichment. Toys. Look at the toys. Block of ice. There you go. You love ice. A couple of those around. A blood scent marker. That sounds hideous. I need the Europe Pack DLC. Oh wow. Okay, great. Fantastic. And then a prey scent sack. Sure. There you go. Make you a little bit happier. Right, what animals can... Oh, one sec. There's a few issues here. Animal alerts. What's going on here? Low welfare for the tortoises. Protesters. Right, let's sort out these tortoises first. They don't seem very happy. Social welfare is very, very low. Enrichment is very, very low. The dog bowl? Really? You sure I've done this right? Really? I'm not going to argue, but... Sure, okay. You say so. Frozen fruit. Enjoy this. Giant tortoises. Enjoy. Some beautiful enrichment. A dog ball. Alright. Woohoo! Someone was excited there. Some sprinklers. Can't go there apparently. Yeah, shelter. Do we have the Pacific species again? Still locked in? We do. So let's go for... Which one should we go for? Nice one like this. Look at that. Perfect messel shelter. Look, whoa, that's big. Okay, that's a lot bigger than I expected. Maybe a size smaller. No, that's not smaller. Okay, great. This should be smaller. Just zoom out a little bit. I'm going to pull it sort of at the rear here. Spin it round. Yeah, that'll do. Pretty happy with that. And then try and put some... What's that? Grass and bedding in. It's definitely leveled up. Hope so. I hope it's not floating. It's a little bit floaty. It will do though. Hopefully that will make them a bit happy. A little bit of shelter, a little bit of shade. Yeah, hopefully. You a bit happy with that? They seem a lot happier. Shelter is critical. Do you need some more? You could do another one. If you really need it. It's definitely a weakness, isn't it? That 25%. Train also isn't that great for them. They are some fussy tortoises, aren't they? Very fussy. I think if I was going to end up playing this game again, I think I would probably... so like 84% now. I think I probably would go back to PC, I think. I think so. I think we may need some more shelters. They just don't seem happy enough yet. Let's put another one down. You know, this might potentially get in the way. Does that work? And then I put just like a little bit of like sand down or something. No, it just when you want it to go to somewhere, it sort of doesn't always go to it. So large. Let's go for medium. Ah, there we go. That's perfect. Done. Yes. I hope they can get up there. Well, that's enough shelter for them. Hopefully, make them a little bit happier. Let's go and look at some more animals. Who needs some help? We did start in here. This is the lions. Any issues in here, Mr. Lion? Are you happy? Nutrition could be a little bit higher. The last meal quality. I can't really do much about that at the moment. But they seem fairly happy, so that's good. Who else? Who we got? Oh, elephants! It's a little baby elephant! Right, can I help you in any way? Oh, wow. Enrichment is terrible. So enrichment, food, and just toys, basically. We can definitely help with that. Right, so food and water, shelter. This is enrichment, isn't it? Yeah, there we go. Enrichment items. So all these items I would like. Why can't I get that one for? Damn it. It's like a massive pool of water they can play with. but I don't have the DLC apparently. Great. Oh, this looks fun. There we go, guys. Enjoy. What else have we got? Large feeder. What else? Tire. Snowman. Little rubbing pillar. This should definitely help them out, though. They should definitely like this. I can see the little baby one coming over. I want to see them play with them. We haven't really put. Oh, put a few. We put a few feeders down, haven't we? Oh, this is going to look epic. It's just rolling down. Oh, that should make them a lot happier. Social. Ooh. Space. Maybe we could do with expanding the area a little bit. Cleanliness. I need like another hard shelter. We could definitely help you out with that. Shelter. We have something quite big over here we could use. This looks massive. What the? How am I supposed to? Where am I supposed to put that? Is that honest? That your solution? That is madness. I mean, I'll try and fill it, but I don't think it's going to fit. It could go there. Does it definitely fit there? Like there-ish. There you go. That is a big old shelter. But that's what they wanted, and that is what I gave them. I think, one second, is that poo? Oh! You big elephants. Space. Space has definitely dropped. Welfare is good. Okay, let's have a look elsewhere. They seem fairly happy. They would like me to potentially try and expand it a little bit, but that looks pretty tricky. I don't know how I could do that right now, if I'm being honest. Hippos! Hello, hippos. Let's try and get these to 90%. Social. Okay, social group. Let's go to the social tab. So you want more, potentially? Too few adults. Okay. Let's have a look. We can maybe try and get some more. Oh. As far as I can tell, we can't do that. Seriously? Hippo! No? No, I don't think so. I guess that's currently not available. So I would like to increase the population and make them a little bit happier, but it's just not possible. They want a few more rocks. I've got a few rocks here down there. Oh. Terrain. Rocks. There we go. Enjoy. A few rocks for you. Make you a little bit happier. Right, what else have we got? What about our little warthogs that we put down at the start? Are they fairly happy? Enrichment. Some more enrichment. Food enrichment. It's got a few food enrichments. It's got like a fruit spike thingy, which looks absolutely terrifying. We have a small barrel feeder, which they can play with. We're up to 87% now. That should make them a little bit happier. I blame the tutorial for that. They should have taught me better. The last meal quality wasn't great. Right, who else is next? I had a quick look at the bears. They were moaning about the sort of lack of space, which I guess is a bit annoying, but... Ooh, zebras. Man, they look so... Look how cool they look. This honestly is the ultimate... Oh, that's not good. Terrain, plants are not good. Less soil and more grass. A lot more grass. Okay, we can definitely do that. And the zebras are not happy. They are not happy. Grass. What we got? So long and short, actually. Just any form of grass. Along the grass. They are not happy zebras. Actually, is there a mixture of animals in here? Ah, giraffes. So we've got to try and keep them all happy. Oh, lovely. This should be a task. But they're very upset. They're not happy. Also, we need some food enrichments for them as well. Habitation. Yeah, any kind of enrichment would do, honestly. It's got a grab ball. I have a couple of those. A grazing feeder.
Not bad.
Oh.
Not bad at all.
Have I done it?
I think it's fair to say that you've passed the first part of your training with flying
Get
colours.
in.
There's still lots more to learn, but we'll have to head to another one of Bernie's zoos for
Success.
that. If you want to grab your passport, we'll head off, shall we?
Yeah, if we ended up doing more episodes on this game, I think we'd come back and play on PC.
Sounds like you've got the whole zoo purring away nicely. Well, purring, grunting, screaming, booming.
I think so.
All the appropriate noises. I guess I was right to hire you, huh? Don't tell her I told you, but Nancy wasn't sure you'd even last the morning.
What?
So, we're happy this is working out. And Nancy owes me a foxy coffee. As strange as it seems, considering we just met, when I look at you, I feel like you're the child I never had.
Jeez.
After the one I did have, obviously. But you see, zookeeping's not for my daughter. Don't get me wrong. Emma absolutely loves animals, but she set her sights somewhat higher. Wants to save the entire planet. I'll just settle for saving a couple of species. And maybe having a type of frog named after me.
Well, we've all got goals, haven't we? I think saving any kind of species of animal is incredible. I mean, if you can do that, then wow. Do it. Righty. What are we trying to do here? Trying to help these giraffes as well. There we go, giraffes. Enjoy. It also doesn't look very happy. Because you can mix animals together. They don't always get on. Little sprinklers for them as well. I must admit, I didn't know a giraffe would want a sprinkler, but I guess here we are. Let's keep them a little bit happier. Ah, they're so cute. Look at them. I think this is a perfect way to end this episode. Hope you guys enjoyed it. I think they did a fairly good job. It's a bit annoying, like searching for like specific habitation for certain animals. Almost feel like I'm sure there probably is a way to go to that particular animal and then maybe like filter out the habitation or the feeders instantly, if that makes sense. Maybe that's something we can do. Send them to storage, release them to the wild. Great. Box the animal. That just seems a bit mean, honestly. And they're still not very happy with the train. They want more grass. And there's far too much soil as well. So yeah, they're not the happiest. Anyway, thank you guys for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed Planet Zoo on console. Let me know, would you guys like me to do a part 2? Should we switch to PC? Should we stay on PS5? Let me know in the comment section below. And I'll see you guys later. Bye-bye.